guys, it's Ty and welcome back to my channel. So today, this is just gonna be pretty much like a rambly chit chat all over the place type of video. I kind of wanted to do something different other than talking about books because that's all that I talk about. I feel like I don't really have an opportunity to talk to you guys about anything other than books, and it's hard for me to kind of work in anything about myself. Like when I'm reviewing books, it's hard to just, kind of stop in the middle of a review and try to drop in a fact about myself or something, random about myself in the middle, of reviewing books. So I just felt like this is a perfect time for me to chat about certain stuff about the fall time because this is one of my favorite times of the year. And, if you don't like this type of video, just let me know down in the comments and maybe I won't do it anymore. Maybe I will. We shall see. But we're just going to talk about all things fall and just see where this conversation leads us. But before we get started, I am currently sipping some iced coffee in one of my Halloween mugs that I recently got from Target, my favorite place in the whole wide world, Target. In my, can you see that? Witch Please mug. I was gonna put some hot chocolate or something in it, something hot, but I wasn't really feeling anything hot. I wanted some iced coffee, so that's what I have. So if you just want to grab you guys something to drink, your favorite fall time drink, please do. Not sure how long this video is going to last, but we'll see where this takes us. So around the fall time, because this is like the fall season, number one, is my favorite time of the season. I am not a summertime girl. My birthday is in the summertime. It's in June. I wholeheartedly believe I was born in the wrong month because I don't like the summer. I enjoy like some of the summer activities, but I don't like being hot. I live in Indiana. I don't think I've ever said that, but I do live in Indiana, so it doesn't get like extremely hot. It gets hot enough. I think this is like one of the hottest summers we've had in a while, where it's been, I swear, like in the 90s a majority of the summer, and I'm not here for that. I don't understand how people like to be outside and just sweat for no reason. Like, but why? So you will never catch me outside walking around in the sun, in the heat, for no reason. If I am outside during the day, it is for a purpose. I am walking somewhere. I'm going somewhere. There's a reason why I'm outside. Otherwise, I'm in the house in somewhere where there's air conditioning. Okay? You will see me outside when it is dark. Maybe, depending on how hot it still is. I'm not a summertime person. Not to say that I like winter, but if you gave me a choice whether I would want to be hot or cold, I would choose cold any day. You can put on layers and layers of clothes to try to get warm, but there's only so much you can do when you are hot. And do not mess with me when I'm hot and hungry. Like, nope, I am not the person. Anyways, so fall time is my favorite time of year. And two of my favorite things to do when it is the fall time is to go to haunted houses and watch scary movies. And this year, I actually had the opportunity to go down to Florida, to Orlando, and go to Universal Studios for their horror nights. And I almost did not have the opportunity to do that because of the hurricane. Luckily, we still were able to go, and horror nights was everything that I wanted it to be. If you were not a fan of haunted houses, hate that for you. But I love a good haunted house. That's like one of the things that I try to do every single year, is find me the absolute best and scariest haunted house that I can find. I still haven't found like something that has like truly scared me, but that could also be because when I go inside of haunted houses, I mean, my eyes are closed for majority of it. I'm not even really sure how I can manage to walk through them, but that's beside the point. I still love a good haunted house. Now, the thing with horror nights that I was not aware of, I mean, of course, you know, when you go that it's going to be crowded, but I did not understand the level of how many people was going to be down there. So they had about like 8 to 10 haunted houses. We only made it to 3. The park is open, well, that particular section of the park is open from like 6:30 p.m. to 2 a.m. And in that time frame, we only made it to 3 haunted houses because of how long the lines were. So, like the first one that we made it to, we probably waited in line for like, I don't know, maybe like 30 minutes or so. And that wasn't bad. That's kind of like what I expected. I thought maybe we would have to wait in lines for maybe about an hour tops. I thought maybe an hour and a half. No. We were waiting in line 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I think one of them, I swear, was almost 3 hours for one of the haunted houses. And you're only walking in the haunted house for maybe 5 minutes. Maybe. And was it worth it? Yeah, I guess. But this is coming from somebody who had their eyes closed throughout most of the haunted house. So, yes, it was fun, like the atmosphere and being with everybody and everybody scared. But the lines were crazy. If I were to ever go back, I would definitely say invest in a fast pass. Even those lines were long, but I feel like if you have a fast pass, you will probably get through more of the haunted houses than we did. But we ended up leaving the park probably closer to 1. It just wasn't even worth it to even try to get into another line. But the lines were ridiculous. And I don't remember the name of the first haunted house that we went to. That was just one that was the closest to us when we first got to the park. But the 2 that I really wanted to go to and that we did make it to, because I was not leaving that park unless I got to go to those haunted houses, was the one that was called Halloween, which is Michael Myers. We all know who that is. And then the other one was the Bloom House, which had the haunted house for the movie Black Phone, which if you have not seen the movie Black Phone, that is, here I go talking about books again. So Black Phone was based off of a short story by the author Joe Hill. Never read the short story. I have it, just haven't read it yet. But I went to go see that earlier this year. Didn't really think that it was going to be that great, to be honest. I just kind of went randomly with one of my friends. Absolutely loved that movie. So when I found out that they were going to have a haunted house at Horror Nights, I had to go to that one. It was, from what I saw from peeking out of my eyeballs, it was great. And it was just like the movie. So yeah, it was pretty awesome. But yeah, so haunted houses are a must for me. I do not feel like October is complete without me going to haunted houses. So if you guys are a haunted house fan, please let me know. Let me know, like, what's the craziest haunted house you have ever been to, if one has actually freaked you out. What I will not do, though, that one of my coworkers tried to tell me that I should do when she found out that, like, haunted houses are my thing. She tried to tell me that I needed to go to one of those asylums and get locked in overnight. Absolutely not. That's, nope. I draw the line there. I said haunted house, not asylums, not getting locked in, not getting trapped somewhere. I just need to go to a house to walk through and be able to leave. I'm not getting trapped anywhere. So nope, that's not what I'm doing. But if you have done something like that and it was truly scary, please let me know how that worked out for you. Now, the other thing that I really enjoy this time of year, and I feel like these just don't hit the same unless you watch them in the month of October, are watching scary movies. And I am a scary movie fanatic. And I live at home by myself. I don't have a partner or anything. And some people ask me, like, how do you watch scary movies at home? Like, don't you get scared? I'm like, no, you just turn it on, turn the lights off, and watch it. Like, that's how I watch them. I love scary movies. And I mean, there are some movies that I feel like I have to watch every single year. And I don't know if that's what you guys do, if you guys like certain scary movies, but there are some scary movies that I just feel like I just have to watch them. Like, it's not, October unless I watch these movies. And I have a list that these are my favorites. And of course, I watch the typical, classic scary movies like the Nightmare on Elm Street with Freddy Krueger, or the Halloweens, the Michael Myers, the Child's Play with Chucky. I love me some Chucky. What's another one? I'm trying to think. The guy at the lake. It's Jason, but I don't remember what it's called. Friday the 13th. I had to look that up. Friday the 13th. So, like, I like all of those classics, but these are some of these I think people would know, and then some of these maybe some of you guys might not know, but I'll definitely leave a picture up here on the screen so that if you have not heard of these, you can go back and watch them. But one that I just randomly found that scared the mess out of me the first time that I watched it is Hell House LLC. And so this is one of those found footage scary movies, and this is about like these group of people who were they go around, I think they like went around to these like abandoned buildings, and they created like haunted houses out of them. And something happened at this particular building that they found. And so at the beginning of the movie, you see like shots of all these people like running out of this building, out of the haunted house that they've created, because something catastrophic happened. And then it flashes forward to the group actually creating the haunted house. And then as the days lead up to the night of the opening night, you start to see all of the creepy stuff that has been happening at this building. And I thought it was so scary when I first saw it. But I just loved this movie so much. And they made like 2 sequels, which they're terrible. I don't even remember what they're called. I think I got through like the second one, and then by the time I tried to make it through the third one, every time I tried to turn it on and watch it, like my brain would just click off and I would just fall asleep. So I never actually made it through the third one. But the first one, Hell House LLC, is like a Halloween staple. I love that movie. And I really love like the found footage type of scary movies. There have been some really good ones. We also got some really bad ones out there, but these next couple movies that I'm about to name off, these are all found footage ones. But this Hell House LLC, I love this one. The other one that I really like, and to me, this one wasn't necessarily scary. It is a horror movie, but I thought it was more funny than scary. But this is Grave Encounters, and this one is about this group of people who are supposed to be like these paranormal investigators, and they made like this TV show that is supposed to be really popular, and they go around to these supposedly haunted places and like film what's going on, but they're not haunted, but they claim that they are, and they like post what they find, I guess online. I think it's online. And so they go to this insane asylum. That's why I'm not ever going to one of those. So they go to this haunted insane asylum. They get locked in, and they think that it's just going to be a normal lock us in here and we're going to film, but we're not going to find anything. And lo and behold, it actually is haunted. And it's funny because, well, it's funny to me because the first time stuff starts happening, they don't believe it until stuff really starts happening, and then they start to believe it. So I love this movie. Every time I watch it, I just think it's freaking hilarious because like the reactions to everything is so funny. But of course, this is another one where they made, I can't remember if they made 2 or 3 sequels to this one, but they're also trash. So I would just watch the first one. You could probably skip the other 2, but the first one, Grave Encounters, love this one. Now this next one scared the mess out of me too. And this one, everybody knows about it. I'm sure everybody has their own opinions on whether or not this movie is scary, but I thought it was scary. And that is Paranormal Activity, the first one. I thought the first one was so scary. And I think what made it even more scary was because they pitched it as being like a true story. And I think this is like really when people started doing like the found footage, besides Blair Witch, which is so stupid, but I'm gonna touch on Blair Witch in a second. But in this one, they pitched it as it being like a true story, which I thought was so scary because I thought it was true. So I thought this was so scary. And after, okay, so if you don't know, if you've never heard of Paranormal Activity, so this one was supposed to be, this is about this couple, and there's this like entity in their house, so they decided to film what was going on at night, and something indeed was in their house, and it ended up like possessing the woman that was in the house. And so every night they would watch back the footage, and it was so creepy. And I remember after it came out, I did not sleep in my bed for like 2 weeks because there was a scene in the movie where this thing like snatched that girl out of her bed, and lucky for her, her boyfriend was in the house and was able to grab her. Well, me, I'm at home by myself, so if something snatches me out of the bed, who's gonna help me? Who's gonna save me? Nobody. I don't really know what the difference is between me getting snatched off the bed and me getting snatched off the couch, but I just felt safer on the couch. I don't know. But I didn't sleep on my bed for like 2 weeks. So that movie freaked me out. But then it really took all the scariness away from it when they were like, oh, we're coming out with Paranormal Activity 2. So it's not a true story. So that kind of took the fun away from that one. But it scared me a lot. And I did kind of like some of the sequels. They weren't as scary, but I kind of like the storyline. But after I think like, I don't know, Paranormal Activity 4, they kind of got stupid. And I stopped caring. I still watch them because at this point I'm invested. Like if you come up with another Paranormal Activity, I'm probably going to go see it. I'm probably going to think it's stupid. But I'm invested in the Paranormal Activity world at this point, so I'm just here for it. But that movie scared the mess out of me. Going back to Blair Witch, that's not on my list as one of the favorites, but I thought that movie was so stupid. It was like one of those movies where I've seen it so many times. I even watch it randomly because I'm still trying to figure out what the thing was that they saw at the end of the movie that everybody was so scared of. Have you seen that movie? Can somebody tell me what it was? I know that it's supposed to be the Blair Witch, but did anybody actually see it? Or is it just implied that the thing was in the house? If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But I never saw it. I've seen that movie so many times. And every time I look at it, I'm just like, I don't see the thing that everybody's like snot running down their nose. They all crying real close to the camera, but I don't see it. I just want to see what they crying for. I don't see it. But anyways, back to my other movies. So then after that, I was like a really big fan of the Conjuring movies up until a certain point because those started to get stupid too. So I really enjoyed The Conjuring 1 and 2. And so for those, that was about, you know, the couple that was, I think in like each movie, they were going around they were going around to different families that was basically saying that something was like possessing their house, I think. So like in Conjuring 1, a family moved into a house, and then there was like some entity in their house that was causing havoc. And then I think the same thing was happening to like another family in The Conjuring 2. And in each of those situations, whatever entity was in the house ended up possessing someone in that family. And so these paranormal investigators would come to the house and try to get rid of that entity. And so in both The Conjuring 1 and 2, I believe they're just called The Conjuring 1 and 2. I really, really enjoyed both of those. And in The Conjuring 2, I believe, is where we saw the glimpse of the nun, which scared the mess out of me. And what was really disappointing about that was I was so hyped to go see the nun, and I was really disappointed by the nun. And then they came out with Annabelle, which I thought was somewhat scary, but not really. I just kind of felt like those movies started really falling off because they started coming out with so many within the Conjuring world, and then they started trying to have them all connect, and then it just kind of got convoluted, and I'm like, what are y'all doing? I'm so confused. I don't know which movie connects with what, and what. I'm lost. But the first one, The Conjuring 1 and 2, I really liked. I think I probably liked the first Conjuring. The first ones are always the best. They always should just stop at the first one. So I think I've probably seen The Conjuring 1 more than the other ones. But yeah, The Conjuring 1, I love that one. Another found footage movie that I really like, and I don't think a lot of people have heard of this one, but it's called The Houses October Built. And this is about another group of people who decide that they are going around trying to find like the best like haunted houses. And they are trying to, I think they were trying to find like, they're trying to get this invitation to like this like exclusive haunted house. And throughout them doing this, like we're getting like the footage of them obviously going to these haunted houses, and you're starting to see like in their clips they're being followed. And so all of this creepy stuff is starting to happen. It's kind of weird. And then they like end up getting kidnapped, but it's supposed to be like part of this like haunted house that they're like trying to look for. It's weird, but it's creepy at the same time. I really like it. Now, also too, it also has a sequel that's not very good. Again, I just don't know why these people just don't stop when they have a good thing. Just stop. Just stop. You already made something good. Just stop. But the first one was really good. There's a really creepy scene with this little thing that enters their RV that they like travel around in, and that whole scene was great. But if you have not seen The Houses That October Built, I would check it out. I feel like I only see it, like it only comes on Hulu. I swear that's like the only thing I ever see it come on. But it's a great underrated movie, I feel like. And then the last one that I wanted to mention, and I feel like this is just a really random movie that I just always tend to watch. It's not that great. It's not anything special. It doesn't have like a really great storyline. It's one of those movies that's just kind of there, but I always watch it. And that's Cloverfield. Another found footage movie where we have a group of people. It always starts with the group of people. We have a group of people that's at this party, and I think they're in somewhere in New York, someplace I would never want to be, because that seems like where all of the monsters go. But I think they're in New York, and this creature is unleashed, and they're running away from it, and it's caught on camera, and we're following them as they're trying to survive. And like there's like these spider things jumping off. Anyways, they're just trying to survive a night in Cloverfield. Yeah, or yeah, yes. And so yeah, it's like one of those movies you come across it on TV or one of your streaming platforms, and every time it comes on, I just watch it. Now that one did come with a prequel. I can't remember. It's like 10 Cloverfield Lane, and I only watched it one time, I think. And I can't remember if I liked it because I can't remember what it's about. I think they were, and I can't even remember if it was like the prequel or a sequel. I think it was a prequel. See, I don't even know. I don't know. But I don't know. I feel like people like that one more than like the other one. But I think I like the other one more. And it could be just because I've seen it more. But yeah, I always watch Cloverfield. But yeah. So those are the movies that I tend to watch all of the time. I feel like I'm missing a lot from that list because I tend to watch the same like horror movies, scary movies all the time. I just haven't been finding a lot of new ones. And there are new ones that I really like. But what is killing me with a lot of these horror movies that have been coming out lately is they are ruining, they're ruining these movies because they keep making really bad sequels. Just leave them alone. If the first one is good, just let it be. We don't need you to keep making new ones. That just made me think of a really good one that I really liked. Not one that I watch all the time, but a good example of this is if you've seen A Quiet Place. That was a great movie. A great horror movie. Great horror movie, great story. We didn't need a second one. And I might be the only one that feels that way. But we didn't need a second one. And I heard that they're supposed to be coming out with a third one. Why? To tell what story? I just stop. Stop while you're ahead. You had something good. Just leave it alone. Think of something else. They just stretch stuff forever. So those are all of the horror movies that I like. And I've just talked about like scary horror movies. I probably sound like somebody who is just like not scared of like anything. I'm a very jumpy person. Like if you come up behind me, I will get spooked. I've just started, here I go mentioning books. I've just started dipping my toe into like horror books, like real light. And me listening to them on audiobook freaks me out. So when I'm in my room listening to horror books, the way my desk is set up, my back is to my door. I hate that because I cannot see what is coming behind me. So I don't like that. So I'm just like a really like skittish, jumpy person. And it's probably because of all of like the scary stuff I watch. And I've seen a ghost, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys this story. I've seen one ghost before. And this was like back when I want to say, I had to be like in the 6th grade. And I want to say 6th grade because I was going through a lot that year. I had some of my teeth pulled because I was about to get braces. I had a hip injury. That's another story. And I couldn't play basketball anymore. I was really big into basketball when I was younger. And that year I couldn't play basketball. So that hurt my feelings. I was going through a lot, okay, when I was that age. And so one night it was right before I was supposed to wake up to go to school. And I had woke up and I saw this woman sitting on my bed. She was an old lady. Her hair was like wrapped up in like this like turban thing. She had a Bible in her lap and she looked at me and she was like, everything is gonna be okay. When I told y'all that scared the shit out of me, I never jumped up out of the bed so fast. I didn't know who that woman was. I was scared. I'm like, I have chills just talking about it right now. It was just like, I was so scared. It just felt so random. I did not know what was going on. It was just like to wake up and see somebody that close to my face and somebody was sitting on my bed like that. I jumped up out of that bed. I went to my mom, who was already up because I was supposed to get up anyways for school. And I went in there shook. And I told my mama, I said, there's somebody sitting on my bed. I said, some lady is sitting on my bed. And my mama looked at me like I was crazy. I said, somebody is sitting on my bed. But she took me seriously because I was so scared. And I'm not somebody to like play around like that. And so she went in my room and she said that she could tell that somebody was sitting right next to where I was at because it looked like a butt print was sitting on the bed. And I described to her exactly who that person was. And my mama knew instantly who that was. And she said that that was my great grandmother. Mind you, I had only met this person one time in my life that I recall. And there's a picture of me and my other cousins with her. But like, I don't remember that besides seeing that picture, which I don't remember. Like, I hadn't seen that picture in so long. So seeing her, that didn't trigger anything for me. Like, I don't remember who that was. And that freaked my mom out because she was like, there's just no way that you would be able to describe her that accurately with only have seen her that one time. Woo, child. That just scared me just like telling y'all that. I hope I don't see her tonight. That is so scary. Like that scared me so bad. And like I said, it just came at a time and she didn't like, I didn't feel like she meant me any harm. Like I said, she said everything was going to be okay. And that was at a time where I just felt like everything had happened to me within like a month time frame with like health issues and stuff that I was having, but it was so scary. So I say all that to say this. I watch like a lot of horror stuff, but I believe in ghosts. The one thing when it comes to like, here I go talk about books again. The one thing that I will read like horror books and all of that, but what I will not bring into this house is like anything with like demon exorcisms. I don't do that because I believe in ghosts and like spirits and stuff. That kind of stuff like really freaks me out. I will watch like movies about exorcisms and all of that, but like that stuff truly scares me. Truly scares me. Besides going to like haunted houses and, you know, watching a bunch of horror movies and drinking like a lot of fall time drinks. But you know what? I don't even drink a lot of fall time drinks besides drinking more like hot coffee or like hot chocolate, which I did find some caramel flavored hot chocolate, which I did not know that they made for my Keurig. So that was a great find. I don't do like the pumpkin spice. That's not my jam. I know a lot of people go crazy for that. I'm not a pumpkin spice. I don't do the, what's the apple drink? The apple cider. I'm not an apple cider person. That's not my jam either. So I guess I'm boring in the drink category. So I'm not the one that's going to be running out to Starbucks to get the fall drinks. That's not me. So that's not my thing. So other than that, and me just enjoying the cooler weather, because right now in Indiana, it's about, on an average day right now, it's about like in the upper 60s. It's great. This is my type of weather. Anytime I can just put on a jacket or a sweatshirt and go outside, that is my type of weather. That 90-degree stuff is not for me. So that, I guess, is all that I'm going to talk about. I think I have rambled on enough. So if you guys want to go ahead, you know, and leave me any comments about any of your favorite like fall time activities, any of your favorite fall time drinks. If you do like going to haunted houses, what are your favorite haunted houses that you've been to? Any ones that have really scared you? What are your favorite horror movies? If you don't watch horror movies, what type of things do you watch in the fall time? Have you seen a ghost? Please let me know what you have encountered. But that is all that I have for you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.